South African actress Busi Lurayi graced our TV screens on shows such as City Ses'la, Sokhulu and Partners, and recently on Netflix's How to Ruin Christmas sequel, as well as James Ngcobo's Paradise Blues theatre production. Lurayi won her first Safta for Best Supporting Actress in a TV comedy in 2006. In 2011 and 2021, she again won the same award for Best Actress in a TV comedy for City Ses'la and How to Ruin Christmas, respectively. Lurayi has now been nominated for Best Actress in a comedy for her role as Tumi Masemola in the high-rating Netflix series How to Ruin Christmas. Now, for more on the life and times of Busi, we speak to her friends and colleagues, Mandla, as well as Phakamisa Zwedala. Thank you so much to both our guests for joining us this morning, and condolences to both of you as well.
Yeah.
Well, let me start.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Mandla. I mean, I know that you have known Busi for a very long time. I think you guys met when she was 17 years old. I mean, talk to us about the type of person that she was.
I think when Busi walked into a room, you knew that Busi was in the room, you know. Very fiery brand, full of life. I mean, my first job was with Busi Lurayi. I mean, as you know, from City Ses'la, and then my first on-screen wife was with Busi Lurayi. Obviously, you know, we started together way back in the day. We studied together at Safta. And I think, you know, if there's one thing that Busi was, I mean, she loved her craft and she put in 100% to her work. And I think that's what people will remember. I mean, her work and her body of work speaks for itself.
I mean, talking about the body of work, Mandla, I mean, she was ranging from TV comedies to, you know, theatre productions, dramatic productions. Talk to us about that range and, you know, her dedication to her craft, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I think with Busi, I mean, my fondest memory with her is, you know, if you look at her scripts, it looked like a kindergarten's scrapbook because it always had highlights because of the type of research she went into her work. And also, you know, she'd be phoning people, you know, her cousins in Alex that understand the vernac, understand everything, so that she never gets kind of like a beat wrong. Characterization was something that she really, really loved. She loved working with accents and all sorts of things, and that's why, I mean, she was a theatre practitioner. You know, we studied together, we went full on in terms of the work. She was never just, you know, boxed within the comedy genre. She could basically play any type of character, you know what I mean, that you give her. And I think the extensive research she went into those characters is what separated her from, obviously, a lot of people.
Phakamisa, I'd like to bring you into the conversation. I mean, Mandla has just described for us, you know, Busi's craftsmanship, the level of dedication that she put into it. You were fortunate enough to work very closely with her in Ubaba James Ngcobo's Paradise Blue. Talk to us about your experience in working closely together with her. Perhaps even share with us some of the things that you learned from her as a fellow cast member.
Yeah. Again, thank you for inviting me onto your show to speak about this amazing actress that we've all, and the human being that we've all lost out on. Busi, doing Paradise Blue, I think for me it was the first time I actually ever met her. And from the second I walked into the room and she was already there with her bag out, you know, having her fruit, and she just welcomed me into that space. And I mean, that's the type of person that she was, right? She was, no matter who you were, no matter what demographic you came from, if you were in her space, she just showed you love. So us just maneuvering around in the theater space, she's very playful. She's a person who, as Mandla had said, you know, her script is colored in and yellow and pink and whatnot, and she just wants to investigate more. And she's like, no, let's dig deeper, Chomi. Let's dig deeper, Chomi. And that's the type of person she is. And I mean, you look at her work and we all walk away going, sheesh, what a performance, you know. You remember that, and her ability to switch from one thing to the next, because Paradise Blue was a theater piece. And when you play to the John Gani at the Market Theatre, it's a huge theater. So your diaphragm needs to be alive. And she could whisper to you, and the people at the back could hear it. And she'd come in with a song, and her ability to flow from different languages, including French, was just one of the things that made her so memorable, was just her ability and ease to connect with people. She knew and understood people, and she had my heart. She had my heart, and since then we just became the closest of friends. I would go over to her place, she'd come over to my place, and we'd cook, we'd talk, and she'd say, friend, you pass by here when you go to Gomora. Why don't you come by? I made soup. Just pick it up. You're feeling a bit fluish, and that's the type of person she was. She really put other people there, with her heart, and that's what we'll take. That's what we miss. That heart of hers.
Phakamisa, I had the privilege of watching Busi when she played the leading role of Nina Simone in another theatre production, Nina Simone for Women, and I remember being completely blown away because I didn't even recognize the person that was on the stage. It was almost as if being completely transported to, another reality. Talk to us about her contributions to this country's theatre and acting industry, and I suppose the mark or the print, the imprint that she leaves behind.
I'm going to say like a very cliche line of, rather do you, because everybody else take it. When people say, okay, Paka, who are you looking at, when you're doing that character? It's who's your inspiration? Do you want to do a Denzel thing? With Ubusi, if you said to her, this is a Halle Berry type thing, she'd say, well, then go get Halle Berry. But Ubusi, I'm going to bring what I bring. I'm going to bring what I bring to it, because I know this person, and if I don't, I'll find out who she is. So what she has left and her impact in this industry is that Ubusi had the ability to take any script and make it her own. And within that, and that's what you remember, because you spoke about when you'd watch as Nina Simone, you didn't see Ubusi, you saw a Nina Simone. When you watch Paradise Blue, you saw Pumpkin. When you watch a City Ses'la, thank you again, Mandla, for such an amazing show. You watched Tumi, and she knew how to make me laugh by speaking, in that character of like, hello everybody, it was just...
And the broken English.
And that broken English, like everything about her was just her. There was no copycat of anybody else. And that's what we loved and missed. And it's that she was her at every single character she played. And that's what we missed. That's what How to Ruin Christmas got. And that's what City Ses'la got. That's what all these other shows she did got. That's what Scandal was going to get. That's what, all these things that were now ready for her were about to get like ruined at the Market Theatre. That you got Ubusi. If you cast Ubusi, you got Ubusi. If you sat for coffee with Ubusi, you got Ubusi. There was no facade about, I'm a celebrity, I'm an actress. Yes, she's an amazing woman, and you must respect her and give her credit. However, that was not what you met first. You just met the woman, Busi Lurayi.
Phakamisa, thank you so much for that. Well, Mandla, as we wrap up the conversation, you've been in the industry for a very long time. There are countless talented individuals that you have seen, yet Busi stuck out to you. She, of course, is an award-winning actress, and even posthumously has been nominated for an award. Talk to us about what it will mean, not only to her family but to her fans, for her to gain this achievement again, as we acknowledge her talents and her contributions.
I think, first things first, South Africa has really lost the gem. South Africa and the world has lost a true theatre practitioner, a true practitioner when it comes to the arts. And I think she's gone too soon, because her best work was yet to come. I mean, she obviously showed us with How to Ruin Christmas. And I think, that recognition from the peers, from the fraternity, it will mean so much, not only to, South Africa, but also as well to her family, because at the end of the day, she did get the first Safta ever, within the first Saftas within South Africa, and that was the character of Uphumzile. I think if she gets this one, I think, it's kind of like that last goodbye, that curtain hold, that bow, and I think it will mean a lot, to us who knew her, who loved her, who were pro her work, who understood her through and through. And, I'm looking forward to these Saftas because, I think it's really going to honor her, in terms of her basically walking away with this award. And also rightfully so, she really did an amazing job on how to run Christmas. We were really glued on that character. And I think, I'm looking forward to just, celebrating her life at this year's Saftas.
Well, I'd like to thank both of our guests for coming on to today's program and helping us to pay tribute to the late Busi Lurayi. That was producer and director Mandla and fellow actor and fellow cast member Phakamisa Zwedala. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us.